It's all the same, but some things never change. I couldn't stop and say enough. It's all the same, but you won't take blame, even when you are blowing up. Oh my, you're my broken love. Nobody's gonna save her now. Oh my, you're my broken love. So come on, let me show you how. So come on, let me show you how. It's all the same, but some things never change. I couldn't stop and say enough. It's all the same, but you won't take blame, even when you are blowing up. Oh my, you're my broken love. Nobody's gonna save her now. Oh my, you're my broken love. So come on, let me show you how. So come on, let me show you how.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Rich. Nice to see you again.
And yourself, and welcome to Everyman Radio.
Thank you very much.
And so, to put you in the picture, listeners, Scott and myself, we used to work together at a very nice school in Calne.
That was the one.
So it's a kind of what would we call it? We'd call it a posh school, I guess, a private school.
Yeah.
And for me, I found it great fun because the kids were fantastic. And for me, because I'd been teaching lots of secondary ICT computers at all different levels, this was primary. And the children were just amazing. You would say, okay, this is a hyperlink. And they would just start getting too excited. But it was fantastic. And I think Scott, Scott was, in the same school, but Scott was a proper primary teacher. Is that right? You had your own class? Or?
I did, yeah. I taught, I did a couple of years in year 3 and then 5 years in year 4 in the end. And then, left, 2 years ago now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Went back to the state system.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
How did you cope?
It was all right. It wasn't too bad. I think it's different pressures, isn't it, really? So probably less pressure from parents, but
All right.
shorter school day, I liked. Obviously missed the extra holiday.
Yeah, the difference is at the school we were at, the girls would play lacrosse.
That's right.
So very, very different, really. What I remember from Scott was he would always have his guitar. He would be playing the guitar. And from what I understand, getting back in touch with Scott, he has been getting very good, playing the guitar a lot. I think he was in a few bands. Were you in a few bands?
Yeah, I am now still. Yeah, sort of got 3 bands that I'm in, really. One that gigs more regularly. One's kind of like an acoustic duo, sometimes trio, sometimes quartet. It just depends who can make it, really. And then the other one is just it's just for fun. We haven't played any gigs, but it's very different. It's a lot heavier. So yeah, a few.
Oh, wow. No, sounds good. And so what I noticed recently on Facebook feed was that Scott would occasionally be posting songs that he'd covered. And I thought they're fantastic. And I just asked Scott if he'd like to fancy showing the world and give us a few numbers and tracks that you actually perform. So please, would you like to give us a I'm trying to think of the right musical phrase.
Yeah.
Give us a. So I'm just so used to jingles, just the word jingle, because that's kind of what I'm working in at the moment. So getting jingles created when I'm thinking of music. But would you like to? Please introduce your first number.
Definitely. Okay. So I started writing songs probably in my early teens, and I'm not going to play any of those today because they were good at the time, but maybe you look back and think they could have been better. But this was I think about the end of university, and I got into a band who was mainly a covers band, but they were quite interested in the fact that I'd written some of my own songs. So I wrote this one as I joined that band. It's called Empty Space, and it's basically about not knowing what to write about lyrically, and the words hopefully will come out through that. Okay, let's give it a go then. Haven't done this in a long time. Too much else in my mind. That excuse I made in words can be hard to find. Now that I'm here again, trouble finding a way. Search my mind for inspiration. What am I trying to say? Now that I'm here again, trying to wait. Search my mind for inspiration. What am I trying to say? I concentrate for some time. Still my thoughts on the page. When I break it up, there's not a thought to be seen. Now that I'm here again, trouble finding a way. Search my life for inspiration. What am I trying to say? Now that I'm here again, so find a way. Search my life for inspiration. What am I trying to say? If I wanted to know, sit up at the hallway. And if you're not interested, you'll find nothing to say. Now that I'm here again, so find a way. Search my mind for inspiration. What am I trying to say? Now that I'm here again, so find a way. Search my mind for inspiration. What am I trying to say?
Wow.
Thanks very much.
Well, it was fantastic. It was when I was listening to it, I was just trying to place sort of what did it sound like and where's that come from? But and there's kind of, I suppose at the time I was kind of a bit Pearl Jammy, but
yeah,
I don't know where. Yeah, tell us some more. Where did you get ideas for that song, and where did that come from?
I went through a stage a little bit before that, maybe around the same time, where similarly I was into still am really, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, and the Pixies, and what I wanted to do was almost like a reverse of what they did. So have like a quieter, a heavier verse and a quieter chorus, which is like the opposite of what Nirvana would have done, or maybe some Pearl Jam stuff. So that was where I was kind of going with it. But you're the second or third person that has said they can hear a bit of Pearl Jam, which is obviously a real compliment to me. So yeah, that's probably what I was listening to at the time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, thank you. So do you want me to go on to the second one?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So those obviously were written in my early 20s. Those other songs I was talking about, and I went through a stage of not writing anything for ages, and up with who's in my best band, and he's sort of continued to write. And I just thought, well, if he can do it, I can do it. So this probably is about 3.5 years ago now, and lyrically, it's sort of about life really in general, and how you might think you know where you're going with your life, and it then throws you a bit of a curveball, and it changes slightly. And I was watching Game of Thrones at the time, so I called it "You Know Nothing." So that's the title, "You Know Nothing." You can't be sure what's to go. Seems a good place to start this from. Think you've got it all mapped out. Think you know what you're about, but there's no future in looking back. How do you feel about that? There's no future in looking back. not a symbol of that. Try to breathe and think you know what to do. Truth is we really don't have a clue. Steal the best but punch your way. Leave it all to fate. Yes, that's what they say, but there's no future in looking back. How do you feel about that? 'Cause there's no future in looking back. Not a symbol of don't have any answer. Try to face this on your own. No one's gonna guide you, except that you're alone. You know we walked down many roads. Sometimes you wonder which way to go. I think good wrong turns will make it right. All we can really do is try. But there's no future in looking back. How do you feel about that? 'Cause there's no future in looking back. Not a symbol is there. Not a symbol is there.
That's great.
Thank you.
And you can hear the wild applause behind. Yeah, it's really good. That was kind of quite poppy. Such is my musical.
Yeah, it is that one.
It's musical knowledge, I guess. Not sure how else to describe it. Yeah, no, it's lovely.
Yeah. I think I went for that because I think I went through a stage of writing maybe songs a bit more in minor keys, and I thought, yeah, let's go for something a bit more upbeat. I think for me, for my influences, there's probably more of REM in that one.
Ah, right.
It's probably still one of my favourites, but it's funny when a lot of people, when they've heard my songs, would pick that one as the one they like the best. But I always prefer the previous one. If someone asked me to play a song, I'd always play the previous one. But I do like that one though.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Have you thought of having them published or that type of thing?
Yeah, we the band that I play in most, we did a recording about a year ago actually, and we did record that song. So we did a couple of covers, 2 or 3 covers, and that one. But no, I've never really thought of officially, doing anything with it. But who knows?
Yeah. Just that the only reason I mention it is because Seb, artist, he has been creating a band called K-Wing.
Okay.
And it's all electronic.
Mm.
And I haven't actually heard it yet. But
Right.
He's talked a lot. He's got he invested quite a lot in all the different software needed. I'm very curious as to what he's producing, but he then also has brought up, got involved with I don't know what they are, a company that enables you to releases music on your behalf. So I think you pay, but the idea is that you'll get profit from it. But it's very complex because of the licensing. I think I'll have to ask him more about it.
Yeah, sounds interesting. I do know people I've got a friend who's in a band, and they have got stuff on Spotify. They have released just to get music out there.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm just thinking, you were cutting out slightly there. I'm trying to think. No, it's right. I don't know. I didn't know if I'd opened two Zoom windows and it was playing in the background. But no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you froze for a bit.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Sorry.
I think the internet has coronavirus.
Okay. I got sent an image today, actually, of it was a woman with a CD around her face for a mask, and it had something like Norton antivirus on the CD. That was quite funny.
Oh, it sounds good.
Yeah.
The best one I saw was just the cure for coronavirus.
Okay.
Turn the media off.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the meme.
Really? Excellent. Right. Shall I get queued up for the next song?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
This is a song which uses a capo, which basically brings everything up a bit, makes it sound a bit higher, but you tend to have to retune it when you use a capo. Right, so the inspiration behind this one was, in the past I've written lots of depressing songs about, love gone wrong, should we say. And this is about my girlfriend, and we've been together about 5 or 6 months, and she went off on a mini break, and I sort of thought, right, I'm going to write some songs. So I wrote 3 in probably in the space of 3 or 4 days, and this is probably my favourite of all of them. It's quite a catchy one again. The kind of meaning behind the lyrics is we had actually had a few dates 3 or 4 years before, and she lives in London, and obviously I'm in Wiltshire, and whatever reason it didn't happen then, and then so from then to when we got together, and like the fact that I'd had relationships that hadn't worked, was sort of a 7-year period. So it's called 7 years. So that's, okay. You'll hear it in the lyrics. Okay. 7 years on, nothing much at all in that time. People come and go. 4 years I've known about you. Took my time, I know. Now I wonder why. Now you're on my mind. Almost all Now you're on my mind. I can see that you let it down before you didn't get to see who you really are. We both spent too long wasting our time. Now that we are here, we gotta take our chance. Now you're on my mind, almost all the time. Now you're on my mind. Couldn't see what was right in front of my eyes. Now I'm so pleased that things have turned out alright. You made a difference, you such a part of my life. When I see you, I come alive. Now you're on my mind, almost all the time. Now you're on my mind. Now you're on my mind, almost all the time. Now you're on my mind.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. I was just thinking, no, it's great. I mean, so the first time I've sort of had a style of interview like this where you're playing music, and I know it really does make a difference, the sound quality. I think it's very,
Okay.
very, well, it's much easier when you're speaking to somebody, as long as they've got a good microphone, it's fine. But with any music, I think, yeah, it becomes, even more important to have the right equipment and things like that. And I don't know, do you, I don't know, do you, what, do you have any specific microphones you use, or?
We've got Shure, there's SHURE they're called. So those are the ones that we use in the band, and they're pretty much, known as the best make, really. But I think I've learned over the years, if you, like with my guitar and effects and things, if you buy a little bit cheaper, you don't get the quality. I mean, it's an age-old thing, but, my best guitar is the one that costs the most. And so, yeah, but I tend to use, when I'm playing electric guitar, I use Fender Telecaster guitar. And I've got a Marshall amp, which a lot of people use, but when I can afford it, I'm probably going to get a Fender amp. Just because I thought, well, I've got the guitar, the amp, if that, might go with it and complement it really well. So that's the plan. But we're looking at almost £1,000 on a new amp, so it's not going to be for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a while.
Yeah.
And so have you got any other more plans going forward then? I know this time is really difficult to think about. I mean, whatever your kind of hobbyish pursuits or things you want to do, it's kind of upset things. But do you have what you'd like to do in the music field, and what you can do? Ideas?
Well, in terms of what I can do at the moment, obviously, as you picked up on, like putting songs onto Facebook, and actually a couple of other friends have started to do that as well. So it's nice to see what they're doing. I do plan to maybe try and write again. I wrote one of the songs that I put up on Facebook within the last month was a very new song. So I'll probably try and write again. But in terms of the band, we did have another recording booked for April, so obviously got cancelled. But I think we're looking at hopefully getting back together in the summer. And depending on how things are in the world, we would quite like to put a gig on, maybe sort of hiring somewhere and just getting as many of our friends to come along rather than doing a pub gig, because pub gigs are a bit harder to come by. And also we actually play a lot of parties, and parties you can't really invite your friends to. So yeah, hopefully a hall and then get people along to that. I think that's kind of the plan when all this is back to normal, whenever that will be.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I said, yeah, one of my interests, comedy. Yeah, because I'm so funny.
I remember.
Well, that was just my teaching, but so I had been thinking about doing some stand-up comedy gigs.
Okay.
Before Bill Gates wanted to go and sell his vaccines by coming up with a fictitious lie about a mysterious, miraculous cold. So that is something I would like to do as well. I might have to start up. At the moment, it's going to be, I think it's the British Comedy Forum that I was a member of and still am, it would just be doing simple things, getting started again, because it's very difficult getting an open mic spot anyway in a sort of pub. But for me, it'll be interesting how that develops, how things reopen and what will be available for that.
Yeah, open mic is great. I kind of got into performing either on my own or just with a friend acoustically, and that was different because I was obviously in the band, which is all electric, and met loads of people that way. But there tends to, well, maybe it's just because what we were looking at, but there tends to be a lot more open mic for music than comedy, perhaps.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I remember the open mic I did over in Wiltshire. That was Bath, I think.
Okay.
And it was great, but all of the clientele, they were kind of more expecting music, so having some comedy was a bit of almost a surprise to them.
Yeah.
But that was good fun anyway. It was good fun.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So it'll be interesting. Yeah, see how you get on, and when you release your album and tour the world.
Somebody did make that comment actually. You must have enough songs for an album now, and I reckon if I delve right back into the early songs I wrote, I probably got 2 albums worth. Would I ever want to release that? Probably not. But yeah, there's quite a lot of songs out there I've written. So,
well, it's great. It's fantastic. Well, it's a real skill, I think. So it's overlooked, and it's vital.
Definitely,
I think, and many people. I think the last podcast I had, it was about finding your. Stop procrastinating. A great interview, and he was talking about ways to stop wasting your good time and just getting on and do it. So that type of thing, and the importance of creativity in these times as well, I think is exceptionally important. It does really give people hope, and I don't think people forget just really how much they enjoy and rely really on music. It's,
there's been a lot of artists that I like or follow that have been doing the performances on Instagram or Facebook, and it's great. Like you say, they're loving it because they can't go out and perform, and it's bringing joy to all the people that are watching it. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I did like that I've forgotten it. Was it the Killers, that Lockdown song?
Oh yeah. No, it was Kaiser Chiefs.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kaiser
Clever.
Chiefs.
Yeah. And actually, I've forgotten the name of it, but that software that they're using obviously allows you to play as a band, doesn't it? And it will do your parts and all be able to hear each other. It's all on sort of split screen, like on Zoom, but it's specifically like a music app, I think. So I've seen people, using that, but I haven't looked into it yet.
No, it sounds interesting. Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Scott, this has been fantastic. Thank you ever so much for your time, and thanks for the music you played.
It's been a pleasure. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a lovely change of what we're normally doing. So I really enjoyed it.
No problem at all.
Yeah, cheers. And we'll catch up soon.
Definitely. All right.
Sounds good. I'll have to come and see you live.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, when we're allowed to play again.
Do it anyway, says the rebel in me. I get like that.
Yeah.
I really, really do. But I'll calm down.
Yeah.
And listen to some nice, relaxing melodies. Okay. Cheers, Scott. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
You too.
Never end. You completed the internet and called all your friends. Now you're taking advice from a band named Kaiser, covering your body in hand sanitizer. It don't matter to me, it's all that I want it to be. It's a million miles from here, somewhere unfamiliar. Thursday clapping for the NHS staff, then the weekend sitting in the park spreading pathogens, running round little like an Andrex puppy. Banana bread, baked potato, mango chutney. It don't matter to me, it's all that I want it to be. Dancing around with your wings, dressing gown and glow sticks. Oh my God, I can't believe it, I've never spent this much time at home. And oh my God, I can't believe it, I've never spent this much time at home. And oh my God, I can't believe it, I've never spent this much time at home. And oh my God, I can't believe it, I've never spent this much time at home. Netflix better than an antibiotic, growing on my hair like Joe Exotic. Get locked down, I get right back up again. Come out singing like a showy Hugh Jackman. It don't matter to me, that's all that I want it to be. Sitting on social media, away from your bacteria. Oh my God, I can't believe it, I never spent this much time at home. And oh my God, I can't believe it, I never spent this much time at home. And oh my God, I can't believe it, I never spent this much time at home. And oh my God, I can't believe it, I never spent this much time at home.
And now it's time for some hilarious comedy on Everyman Radio.
This fantastic Technogadgetbore show is proudly sponsored by webscontent.com. Fast, secure and reliable.
Fast, secure and reliable web hosting from Web's Content.
Hello. Yeah. Hello and welcome to the Technogadgetbore show. So, in today's show, I've been hunting for the best chip music in the world that was made for the ZX Spectrum. And after a bit of a search and a bit of a listen, I think I found the best one to be Rick Dangerous. So, I like to have a listen. Tell me what you think. And thank you for watching the Technogadgetbore show. Please tune in some more and share and all that stuff. Friends help each other. Yeah, that's why.
We now have evidence that proves the coronavirus is more severe than we told you it was going to be. As usual, things are much worse than the news says they are. And because assumptions are always 100% accurate, we're assuming that the actual effects of the coronavirus are as bad as the panic about the coronavirus is. We know the best medical science makes the most assumptions. And as you can clearly see by this graph, the more you stress yourself out through fear of the coronavirus, the more you strengthen your immune system to protect you against it, as exemplified by the hand sketch of Rocky Balboa. Accordingly, South by Southwest is now canceled. We're also taking precautionary measures in canceling the summer, all birthdays, the next full moon, the Olympics, and heterosexuality. Henceforth, all who do not enthusiastically participate in the widespread panic about the coronavirus will be known as virus sympathizers. And it's logical to deduce that all virus sympathizers want you to die from the virus. We're considering them to be just as dangerous as serial killers. Are there strategies available to help people increase their fear of the coronavirus if they're having trouble elevating their levels? Yes. The CDC recommends that you breathe rapidly and shallowly. This will excite your stress response while keeping your fear trapped in your body. We also recommend ignoring what's happening in front of you and imagining the worst case scenario, and then pretending that's what's happening now, such as your children are dead. This will help traumatize you so you can properly benefit from sensationalizing about the coronavirus. Are there steps you can take to protect yourself from the coronavirus? Yes. We're recommending everyone practice agoraphobia, which means you don't leave your home because you're afraid something bad will happen. But also, the coronavirus is probably already in your home, so be scared when you're there as well. Current research in the field of bro science also shows you can protect yourself by wearing a mask and washing your hands like you have obsessive compulsive disorder. Now, it's important not to touch your hands with your own hands. We have suspicion to believe that your hands are infected with the coronavirus, and if you touch your hands, you could be infected too. And certainly don't put your fingers in your mouth. The idea that you can be completely negligent towards your health in terms of not sleeping enough, eating junk, being overweight, and not exercising, but now choose to take the painstaking measures of wearing a mask to protect your health not only shows you care about your health at a deep level, but will also more than make up for years of absolute neglect towards your health. Is there any hope? We're hoping and praying that a drug company coincidentally comes out with a vaccine that's somehow magically created with long-term studies to show its safety and effectiveness against the coronavirus within the next few months. Such a vaccine would be rapidly sold to hundreds of millions of people around the world, and it would also make the months of panic and sensationalism by the news outlets look like they were in on the most deceptive yet elaborate marketing scheme the world has ever known. Even though that's definitely not going to be the case. Given that the news is honest 100% of the time and doesn't have a vested interest in spreading fear like a virus to boost its ratings and ad revenue, is it safe to say that the news is being honest this time as well? Yes, it is. Now, considering that the coronavirus symptoms are very similar to flu symptoms, and the fact that the coronavirus has infected a little more than 500 people in the US, resulting in 22 deaths, and the flu has infected 32 million Americans this year, resulting in 18,000 deaths, is it wise to have 1,000 times more panic about the coronavirus? Indeed it is. Additionally, though we recommend taking all the previously mentioned precautions, our estimates show there's a 100% chance you will be killed by the coronavirus. You're definitely going to die. The only thing left to do is buy a casket now. And to get 20% off premium caskets at your local casket dealer, just use the discount code DEADAF. This has been a breaking news report on the coronavirus. Thank you, and go back to sleep, America.
New music.
We were out the night.
sky is going black, so come with us. Don't hold back. Tonight is all we have. The sky is going black, so come with us. Don't hold back. Tonight is all we have. The sky is going black, so come with us. It's coming over now. A tidal wave crashed down. A harmony appears that only we can hear. A supersonic crash. You wanna feel like us. It's our forever song. Young in America. It's coming over me. Electric symphony. And every night on fire. A neon masterpiece. A supersonic crash. You wanna feel like us. It's our forever song. Young in America. Tonight is all we have. Sky is going black, so come with us. Don't hold back. Tonight is all we have. Sky is going black, so come with us. Don't hold back. Tonight is all we have. Sky is going black, so come with us. Don't hold back.
Thank you for listening to Everyman Radio. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with your friends on social media.
Goodbye.